Hello everyone! Today we'll create a noodle model from scratch in Blender. If you have any questions or ideas for future videos, please leave them in the comments. Open Blender and let's get started. Press A to select all objects. Press X to delete, then Shift plus A to add a UV sphere. Scale the sphere using the S key. Switch to edit mode by pressing Tab and set the view to front. Box select the top half of the sphere. Press X and delete the selected vertices. Go back to object mode and move the base up along the Z-axis by pressing G, then Z. Adjust the scale if needed to get comfortable proportions. Right-click and choose Shade Smooth. Add a subdivision surface modifier with Ctrl+2, then increase it to 3. Add a solidify modifier and set the thickness to about 0.09. Enter edit mode. Press 3 to enable face select mode. Select the bottom area. If you need to repeat the last action, use Shift plus R. Press X and choose Faces. Press 2 to switch to Edge Select mode. Hold Alt and click the bottom edge. Switch to front view and extrude down with E, then Z. Fill the bottom hole by pressing F. Add a small bevel with Ctrl+B, then add a loop cut with Ctrl+R to keep the edge sharp after smoothing. Now let's create the broth surface. In edit mode, select the inner faces that make a round area. Duplicate with Shift plus D, then separate the copy into a new object by pressing P and choosing Selection. Fill the central area. Press Ctrl+B. Let's start making the half egg. Press Shift plus A and add a UV sphere. Scale it down. Switch to local view by pressing / on the keyboard. Set the view to front. Select the top part, press X, and delete it. Select the top edge and fill it with F. Bevel by pressing Ctrl plus B. Press Ctrl plus 3 to add a subdivision modifier. Scale it on the Y-axis. Set the origin. Enter Edit mode and slightly modify the egg white shape. Enable proportional editing with O, scale it down pressing S, adjusting the influence radius with the mouse wheel. This makes the shape more natural and slightly asymmetrical. Add another UV sphere for the yolk. Scale it down. Squeeze it a bit on the Z-axis and place it on top of the white. Add a modifier and shade smooth. Check the side view to make sure the yolk slightly sticks out but doesn't hover. Set the origin. Select both parts of the egg, last selecting the object to be the parent. Press Ctrl plus P and choose Object. Now the white and yolk move as one group. Move the egg inside the bowl with G, scale it. Rotate with R and tilt slightly. Check from above and the side to ensure it rests on the broth surface and doesn't intersect the bowl's edge. Create a star-shaped garnish. Press Shift plus A, add a circle, and set the vertex count to 10. Enter Edit mode. Select every other vertex. Then scale down. Bevel slightly with Ctrl B, then V. Extrude the star along the Z-axis to give it thickness. Add a subdivision modifier with Ctrl plus 3 and a second bevel for extra chamfering. If edges are too soft, add supporting loop cuts or reduce the bevel width. Scale the star and place it at the top of the bowl. Duplicate the star using Alt plus D. Rotate and move the copies slightly. Place two stars side by side with a small gap. Add a circle with a low vertex count. Extrude upward. Add a bevel and enable shading smooth. If needed, raise the center slightly using proportional editing. Move the slice right of the bowl. Scale and rotate it, then duplicate with Alt+D and place the second slice nearby, changing angle and height for uniqueness. Add a small UV sphere. Scale it down and stretch it. Enable shade smooth. Create several copies with Alt+D. Slightly vary their size and group them compactly in the upper right of the bowl. These will be green peas. Add a cube for tofu. Scale it to the desired size. Add 2 modifiers. Reduce the bevel amount. Shade smooth. Place the first cube at the bottom of the bowl. Duplicate it several times with Alt+D. Slightly shift and rotate each copy. Arrange a loose group of 3 pieces. Create a green onion ring. Add a circle. Fill, then inset with eye. Select the central face and delete it, leaving a hole. Extrude the ring along the Z-axis and increase subdivisions for a slight bevel. Scale the ring and put it in the bottom left of the bowl. Check the height. Duplicate several times with Alt-D. Vary each copy's scale and rotation. For noodles in the broth, add a torus. Scale down and stretch along one axis. Place it near the center of the bowl. Duplicate the torus with Alt+D. Move and rotate the copy. Change scale and partially overlap it with the first one. Continue duplicating, gradually filling the bowl's center with noodle rings. Add a few rings on the right and bottom. Slightly vary size, rotation, and height for each. Make sure the rings don't form too regular a pattern or intersect other ingredients. Check the whole composition from above and around the curves. Adjust rings, cubes, and shaped slices. Raise some elements along the Z-axis to keep them visible above the broth if needed. Add a camera with Shift+A, then choose Camera. Set the main view in the viewport. Press 0 on the numpad to switch to camera view and fine-tune position using G and R. Start modeling the first chopstick. Press Shift+A and add a circle. Rotate the diagonally over the bowl. Select the end loop and scale it down slightly to create a thinner tip. Add a subdivision modifier. Go into edit mode. Add a few loop cuts with Ctrl+R. Return to object mode and adjust the first chopstick's position relative to the camera. Now let's create lifted noodle strands. Add a curve with Shift plus A. In edit mode, lower the end vertices and scale them down. Start extruding the curve downward with E. Continue adding curve points and shape a smooth vertical segment. Move points using G. Extend the curve to the broth surface. Slightly bend the bottom and direct it toward the noodle rings in the bowl. Increase bevel depth and resolution in the curve properties to give it a round profile. Match thickness close to the noodles in the bowl. Duplicate the finished strand several times with Alt plus D and Shift copies sideways. Duplicate the chopstick with Alt plus D. Check the second chopstick and noodle bundle in the frame. Rotate and move chopsticks as needed, so their tips align with the strand tops and the composition remains clear. Create a studio background by adding a large plane and scaling it up. In edit mode, select the back edge, extrude it upward, and bevel the corner. Add another plane for a napkin or base, scale and rotate it about 45 degrees on the Z-axis. Then place it right under the bowl. Add subdivision and increase it to 30. Add slight thickness and a central bevel if needed. Enable Shade Smooth. In Properties, mark it as Cloth and set the plane as Collision. You can increase pressure if you want. Let's move on to lighting. Switch to rendered view to see results immediately. Press Shift plus A, add an area light as the main source. Place it above, rotate it toward the bowl, and increase. Its size, and adjust power. Duplicate the light and move the copy to the opposite side. Lower its power to create soft fill lighting without harsh shadows. Add another area light for rim lighting. Place it higher and slightly behind the object. Rotation and power of all lights, checking through the camera. Open the color management settings and add a slight warm or pink tint. Keep the main light neutral and use extra lights for color accents. Now for materials. Select the bowl, create a new material, and set it to purple. Then make a material for the background with a soft pinkish tone. Switch to cycles. Set the camera to orthographic view. Adjust lighting and saturation as needed. Go into edit mode on the bowl. Duplicate one of the upper strips while holding Alt to select the edge loop. Press Ctrl and P to separate it from the bowl. Press G twice to lift the strip higher. Change the light to a pastel yellow tone. Create a second strip the same way. Select the bottom, assign the red material, then click Assign. Adjust the world color, making shadows have a reddish tint. Set the color of the base, under the bowl, lighter and warmer than the background. Adjust colors of all objects in turn. Feel free to pick colors you like. Add a single vertex and extrude it with E, forming a spiral. Press Ctrl+2 to add a modifier. Scale the spiral, rotate it parallel to the sliced surface, and place it slightly above to avoid flickering from intersecting faces. Duplicate the spiral with Alt plus D and move the copy to the second slice. Return to camera view, open color management, and adjust overall contrast, exposure, and saturation. If using curves, raise highlights slightly while preserving shadow detail. Increase samples to a suitable number. Do a final check of materials and lighting. Slightly tweak color or brightness of any light if needed. The final scene is ready. We've made a bowl with decorative stripes, filled it with stylized ingredients, added chopsticks holding lifted noodles, set up the background, materials, camera, and studio lighting. Now, you can save the scene and start the final render. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and like. Also, leave any questions or ideas for new videos in the comments. Thanks for watching.